I went to insert large city. It was horrible. Everyone was so rude to us as our group took up the entire path. It was so busy near the tourist traps, in which we never left. Nobody spoke English in this foreign city. And finally, there was crime everywhere. This actually makes me just really depressed because I know a lot of these people exist. That's why I feel like this is such an important starter pack, just in case there's anyone that is not really super self-aware. The acceptable hobbies starter pack: volunteering, cooking, reading books, working out, learning guitar or any sort of musical instrument, and finally learning a language. They pretty much hit the nail on the head. These are the only acceptable hobbies there are out there, because playing video games is definitely not one of them. How did we get to this point where it's like looked down on, and why is it still like that? I don't think people realize that Duolingo is actually not an acceptable hobby. One day you decide not to Spanish, well then you're gonna vanish. Archaeologists in reality starter pack. Gotta know what this stuff is. I don't know what that stuff is. You'll probably be looking like this. Get ready to use some outhouses, live in a lot of hotel rooms, and get paid peanuts for wages. And yeah, you're definitely not gonna be anything like Indiana Jones, but you get to work in some real beautiful places, and all things considered, it's still a pretty cool career. Maybe I should have made a YouTube channel about archaeology. Fun fact, I was embarrassingly old when I first found out there's a difference between geology and geography. I wonder if the rate of people trying to pursue becoming an archaeologist has just plummeted ever since they stopped making these movies. Or maybe it'll actually go back up pretty soon, I don't know. The Russia under sanctions starter pack. We have stuff from China. Whatever this building is, some sort of knockoff of something. Oh, Russian cola, I've heard about that. And also this juice drink, I don't know, is that orange juice? We also have weird credit cards, as well as Stars Coffee. Wait, is it really Stars Coffee? Yep, nope, there really is a Stars Coffee. How are they allowed to do this, actually? Is someone gonna copy strike them or what? I am very curious to try it though, I gotta admit. So is this just like Russia's life forever now, or what happens? Grandpa fought in the Pacific Theater in WW2. Always sitting on this exact chair. Loves Chrysler for some reason, or just any American car. Oh yeah, and really doesn't like any of these types of cars. Anything that comes from this place specifically. I wonder if they'd be cool with any of the Korean-made cars though. That's the real question. I don't see anything on here that's specifically from Korea. I have a feeling he probably wouldn't want to buy those either. Not necessarily because he knew that Japan owned Korea at this time, or more like he just probably doesn't understand the difference. The I'm from Wyoming starter pack. Procedurally generated terrain. Lots of cows. This randomly happens sometimes. I've literally met no one from outside the state. Here are the fake memories implanted in me. There's no internet here, so I had to sneak this meme out on a flash drive attached to a weather balloon. Government agents watch me to make sure I don't say anything dumb. Finally, the real reason Garfield got canceled was because he spoke the truth.
First incredible revelation. There's no such place as Wyoming.
Please get me out of here. I just want to exist again. This is in reality what the actual 49 states of the US look like. I've never met anyone from Wyoming in my entire life, and I'm pretty convinced whenever I see a Wyoming license plate sometimes driving around, that too is probably just a government agent trying to throw everyone off their trail. If we just drive this car around with a Wyoming license plate, then that'll definitely keep them believing. But this is actually how I know the state isn't real, because out of the last 28 days, all my views from the US have come from these states. We have all of the states and all the views I've gotten. We even have DC included at the bottom of the list, yet for some reason, the US state of Wyoming is nowhere to be found. Seems a little bit suspicious, does it not? I'm actually a little freaked out though. Like, this was supposed to be a joke, but I'm also like, wait, why? I guess it's possible I didn't get a single view from Wyoming, but that's just how. Even when I back it up to the entire year of 2022, Wyoming still does not pop up for a whole year. I guess that's why I can talk so much crap and I don't have to face any repercussions, because Wyoming people aren't watching me. The New York City starter pack. I don't actually live in New York City. We have the Statue of Liberty and just a bunch of subway trains. Taxis, but taxi vans. That's a weird choice. Pizza, New York Yankee cap, homeless Squidwards on the street, and randomly The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. I don't live in New York, but I've gone like 4 or 5 times now. Pretty much confirmed. Yeah, this is pretty much New York. Just pizza, taxis, homeless, trains, and it's been this way for like its entire existence. What Americans think of India's starter pack. There's only curry, no other food. These things everywhere, tons of smog. It's okay, ma'am. I'm John from Microsoft. Oh, Taj Mahal too. Everyone says dear and my friend. Hello, your computer has a virus. Extremely crowded. Young people always have glasses, but age 30, no one has them. 30 or more. Obsessed with spelling bees. I've never heard that before. I don't even want to think about how horrible I would do in a spelling bee. Like, without autocorrect, my entire life would just break down. I would no longer be able to communicate in English anymore. This is why we just need to start shipping Americans, forcing them to go to India. It's the only way we'll learn. The American Dream Starter Pack. Family. Going on trips abroad every year. Luxury. Car. Big, beautiful house. Of course, with this exact dog. And don't forget having a vacation home. The American dream is basically just to be a millionaire, probably. Or be in extreme debt. I guess either one works. I feel like everyone can relate to this, not just Americans. Average airplane starter pack. I can tell this one's gonna hurt. Micro bathroom you're too big to fit in. Someone kicking your seat. There's always a crying baby, and if it's like a really long international flight, there's gonna be like 7 or 8 of them, and they're always gonna be sitting like right next to you or the row like ahead of you. Sometimes these cool screens that you can watch a very heavily censored version of Avengers on. Trashy people wearing pajamas to the plane. I haven't worn like straight up pajamas like this, but like I do, like, I'm comfortable. I'm sorry, if it's a long flight, I'm gonna be comfortable. Is it trashy? I don't know if I agree with that. Dang, this feels like an attack. I'm not gonna wear jeans on a plane, you know? Like, ears being plugged and takeoff sound being really loud, eventually turbulence will start, and of course you'll think the plane's going down. That's a guarantee, it'll always happen. Oh yeah, and then like generic snacks with this water cup. It's always like this amount of water too. Don't forget all this leg room. Someone reclining their seat, crushing your legs. This is why I don't always recline my seats all the way that much. I know that I just need to do it, but I do feel like the poor soul behind me is like this the whole time now. I'm still just trying to get like 30 minutes of sleep on a plane. Like, if it's a 15-hour flight, I'll get like maybe 20 at best. It's like the worst thing ever. The going to a Walmart with your family as a kid in the 2000s. Hiding in these clothes racks. I always felt like I just wanted to live in there. Watching the fish tank. I forgot that Walmart used to have fish. Why did they think that would be a good idea for Walmart to just sell fish? Playing video games on the game demo kiosk, and then just like these security cameras everywhere. It's really weird how much a store can change in only like 10 years. You'd at least think they'd still have something like this going on. I miss my old home. Japan. Every time I visit, women secretly looking at me like this. Everyone's saying this strange Japanese phrase, ada ada. Me always being encircled like this. Me trying to fight off the ladies as soon as they see how wholesome and handsome I am. They really love like the neck beards over there. I've always heard. I don't know if it's true. I'm pretty sure the memes have helped inform a lot of these people that this is not exactly how it is, but I bet you 15 years ago, maybe. Like, they probably were going there because they thought this, and obviously that wasn't happening. Like, none of this was happening. I mean, obviously it was happening at some point. I just don't know when. I just can't wait to visit Japan so I can like read the subtitles when everyone is speaking. The plastic Paddy starter pack. I actually didn't even know what that was until I saw some of these images. Anything that has to do with Boston. Shirts like this. Oh no. Be Lucky Charms. That wasn't even Irish at all. I don't know why I said it like that. Conan O'Brien. Green liquid. Of course, 23andMe, which will probably come back and, you know, you won't be as Irish as you thought. Peter Griffin. What do you mean you guys don't serve Irish carb? Oh, I feel like if I grew up in Boston, this would probably be me. I don't know though. I don't know. I was never told I was that Irish at a young age. It wasn't until I did 23andMe where I was like, oh, I guess I kind of am. I'm not like a huge amount. Every popular music lyric / official video comment section. That random guy trying to be Gandhi and wishing you a good day. Comments from another verified music video creator written on upload date. It's 2023 and I still listen to this song. The memer. Person finding the song after 222 centuries of searching. Yeah, baby, that's what I've been waiting for. Person copy pasting the lyrics for likes. The Portuguese / Brazilian commenter saying how much he loves this music. Why specifically Portuguese or Brazilian? Highly nostalgic comment if it's old. Oh, those old YouTube comment trends. Those will take you back. How did you not include the most famous phrase of all of these? I grew up in the wrong generation. I feel like every starter pack that has to deal with this topic, you have one job as long as you include that. The marketable indie horror game. Something innocent is now messed up and gameplay is mostly walking around in a creepy old place. The game's company making so much merch of their characters, and the game is obviously catered to young children. Game gets used by popular YouTubers for clickbait content. Horror is just jump scares of the monsters screaming into your face. Man, I miss the era of indie horror games being like really good. I kind of wish I was around during that era of YouTube where you just like made videos of like playing horror games. That was like just before I started. It was like this genre of game is just like slowly dying. What non-Americans think the USA looks like. Only these states exist. Texas, California, Florida, New York. I like how it's just Texas that's randomly labeled here. Yeah, can't really explain that, but yeah. Okay, and check. All right, and I can't even cover all this, but okay. It's not like totally wrong and stuff. Americans talking about Russia starter pack. Like we're just getting these memes where it's just like this country's view of this country. Pretty much all these cars can confirm this is what I would expect to be driving around everywhere. I don't even think water exists. It's only this. Yep, you gotta say these words. You gotta Slav squat. Everyone wears the Adidas tracksuits. Russia only being the western part, not the Siberian part. Wait, was this like chosen intentionally to circle parts of Russia that aren't Russian. And the landscape looks like this, which I feel like there could have been a better image for that, but all right. I mean, yeah, I think this is typically where the memes go, honestly. We can't really avoid that. Hand signals that will get you oofed in other countries. We have the OK sign in Brazil. Oh boy, I'm glad I'm learning this. Taiwan is just like the index finger to the air. Italy is the hang loose sign. Oh, I hope Hawaiians don't come over this way. Malaysia is just any sort of pointing. This reminds me of how in Disneyland they don't point like that. They do like 2 fingers. It's less aggressive. At least that's always what the room. I don't even know if that's true. I feel like they do that though. This has always been the thing that you talk about at Disneyland. Iran is just a thumbs up. Okay, UK, what is this? Is it specifically the back of the hand? Because I'm pretty sure, like, what about the hippie stuff? What about the front of the hand? Oh, and then probably the scariest of all in the US, if you just wave. Yeah, don't wave to the wrong person. I can understand it's a joke, but at the same time, it's kind of not. Just maybe don't. Just like look down and like walk faster if you see someone else. Don't make eye contact. Like I heard for Italy, it's actually supposed to be like the rock, more of the rock, not the hang loose. And I just did it right now. I'm gonna get shot. A new study shows that, starter pack, dairy is good or bad for you. Exercise is good or bad for you. Red meat is good or bad for you. Drinking is good or bad for you. Oxygen is sometimes good, but also sometimes bad for you. And finally, uranium-238 is good/bad for you, of course. Sometimes you just need some uranium in your system. I'm just assuming this is just like the ultimate article strategy. Like, who's not gonna click? I want to know why oxygen is bad. I guess too much oxygen is bad. Is that just like the thing for all this? Too much of anything is bad, but the right amount of uranium is really good. And big thank you to my patrons: Drew's Goth Girlfriend, Triv44, aka Drew Come to Krakow, Polandnextvacation, Twickenhamster, Drew's Argentinian Grandpa, $20 is a lot, Drew, Selene, B Wildfang, Bryton Is, Carmel Saida, DJ, McSkillet, Ortin, Patrick, Allison, Robert E, the Polish Lithuanian, the Mexican 760, Veiotic, and ZaneyBoi.